Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about dollar and hard currency. We know that we have 193 UN recognized country. Each and every country have their own currency. Many countries have their common currency like dollar, like EU currency in European Union. But we know that there are different types of currency. But some currency have a more value in the globe in terms of the development of the nature of the developed country, as well as in terms of their financial power, economic power, security power. So on the basis of that, some currencies are strong, some currencies are weak, like currency of US, dollar is strong, currency of China, currency of Japan. That means currency of developed country have a more weightage than the currency of developing country. And so on that basis, a global standard is set up that if transaction is going on in the whole world, some currency has a more weightage, and if you have that currency you can transact in any part of the world. But if you have any currency which have a lower weightage or which is not recognized by the developed country, if you in developed country, like if a meeting is going on, there is a setup, there is a policy or program, or you can say a structure is made where some currencies are recognized as a hard currency and some currency is recognized as a global currency. And wherever you go, people, it is very easy to exchange that currency in the local currency, but some currencies are not. So that's why there are different types of currency. For developed countries, currency of developed countries have a more weightage, and you can exchange that currency wherever you go, but you can't exchange the currency of any developing country. In some places you can exchange, but not in most part of the world. That's why the concept of dollar as well as hard currency is come into play. You can say many big financial transactions dealing in trade and investment is done in dollar and in hard currency, not in the currency of developing country, because it is more acceptable in the other parts of the world. Because a convention or meeting is take place where people decide that if any country, just you can say I assume it, mm, not assume it, some part is also true, but people say that currency of a developed country have more weightage because that country take steps measure to develop that area. So if we deal, if you can say exchange going on in, if any exchange in a trade investment going on in dollar, so people face less obstacle. And if it is going on in other developing currency, so it faces more types of problem. That's why a convention is set where people try to deal in dollars as well in hard currency. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some important point related to dollar as well as hard currency. So dollar and hard currency. Dollars and hard currencies are used for the payments in international trade, investment, and liquidation of international debt. So if international debt occurs, so for the liquidation of international debt as well as international trade and investment, we use the dollar as well as hard currency. So remember, international trade investment. On the international level, investment, and in trade and investment, we do payment in the international trade investment and liquidation of international debt. If you have any type of a debt, you take a loan from any foreign country. So if you try to liquidate the international debt, you have to use the dollar as well as hard currency. And even if you want to invest globally, and if you want to trade globally, that means in globally investment, global trade, global investment, you use hard as well as dollar currency. If you try to you can say liquidation of the, if you try to liquidate your international debt, then you also use the hard and dollar currency. So remember, international trade, international liquidation of international debt, and international investment. In all these three phenomena, we use, in many other phenomena, but in all these important three phenomena, we use the dollar as well as hard currency. Next one is, so if there is a shortage of liquidity, so if shortage of liquidity this happen, this means scarcity of dollar and hard currency to carry on the above transaction. Shortage of liquidity, if shortage of liquidity happen, that means because if we liquidize the international debt using the dollar and hard currency, so if any shortage happen, if I try to liquidate, if I try to liquidate my international debt, and if shortage of liquidity happen, that means shortage of dollar and hard currency happen, and it also restrict the transaction of ever task, international trade, international investment, and liquidation of international debt. So few important point related to dollar and hard currency. It is important because if any shortage, liquidation of shortage of this currency happen, so we faces the problem of international trade, international debt, liquidation of international debt and international investment. And these three phenomena is very important for the development of any region, for the development of country, development of the whole globe. If because the problem of if in liquidation transaction problem will happen, that means we faces a huge economic loss, or you can say we waste our time and resources. So very important, dollar, hard currency, its availability, if it's available, we have to ensure that it's all time available, so that very smoothly investment, trade and liquidation of international debt going on. Okay, so in this picture you can clearly see dollar, currency of other country, so these are called dollar and hard currency. Now we are going to solve one question based on dollar and hard currency. The problem of international liquidity. If international liquidity problem occur, it is related to the non-availability of what? It is a general question. If problem of international liquidity happen, that means it is related to the non-availability of what? Diamond, gold, uh, goods and services, export supply what? C. Dollar and other hard currency. If there is a shortage or non-availability of dollar and other hard currency happen, then we faces the problem of international liquidity. That means option C is correct. Here you can also see it matches with the our answer. That means we are on the right path. So I hope you love this video, you enjoy this video and gain some perspective, some knowledge out of it. So namaskaram. Thank you.